Welcome back, everyone, and let's get back to the conversation of tonight. It is a challenge coming from the AA, the Action Alliance in Imo State. Mr. Uche Nwosu and his team believes that the declaration of Mr. Emeka Ihedioha as a winner and the governor-elect in Imo State is unconstitutional, and the fact that he emerged as the winner is not satisfactory to law. Well, how true is that? Dr. Anthony Agbazure is a doctor of law and has been speaking with us. Well, he's speaking in favor of Mr. Uche Nwosu, and we have on the telephone also Mr. Ray Emana, is the State Secretary of the PDP in Imo State. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for let me allow you to land on that thought, and I'll allow Dr. Agbazure to also react to what you've said, Mr. Emana. So, basically, you are saying that the returning officer did declare Mr. Ihedioha and winner, and you're saying that that is valid, isn't it?
Hello?
Mr. Emana, you were saying, before we went on that break, that the returning officer announced and declared Mr. Ihedioha as a winner, and according to you, that's sufficient in law, in the eye of the law. Seems to be having some connection issues.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that the young man there, he doesn't have the facts before him. What I'm saying there, can you hear me?
Go ahead,
is that
please.
the young man there doesn't have the facts before him, and I will not do his job for him. If he's an advocate for Uche Nwosu, he should avail himself of the declaration of the results declared, the content, the result sheet, and the forms, before he can allude things that don't exist. What he's saying is talking about local governments, the House of Assembly, PDP won the House of Assembly seats. That is what is mentioned, 12 local governments. He is not aware, and I wouldn't do his job for him, that the House of Assembly election declaration is different from the governorship election declaration. The governorship declaration, election declaration, is based on 27 local governments at the highest votes cast, and two-thirds of 27 local governments, and 25% of each of these of the 18 local, two-thirds of the local governments, which criteria is what is provided for by law, and which the Ihedioha had met. And far beyond that, and I won't give him that opportunity, since he doesn't want to avail himself of the facts. And far beyond that, based on which the returning officer announced Ihedioha and pronounced him as the winner, having scored the highest number of votes cast and having made 25% into two-thirds of the 27 local governments of Imo State.
Let me quickly let me ask you this question. If my producer could put up the some of the data on the cancelled vote, the returning, the total number of votes cast. Some of the issues that have been raised, Mr. Emana, is whether or not the election is in itself conclusive. Because so that some of the issues that have been raised by Mr. Nwosu and his team, that election, considering the number of cancelled votes and the gap between the Mr. Ihedioha and Mr. Nwosu, that election should be inconclusive. What's your take on that?
My take is simple. The difference between which Ihedioha won the second round of is 85,000 votes. 85,000. And the number of votes cancelled is 25,000. So even if you add 25,000 to the AA candidate, Ihedioha would still have won the election. Simple mathematics, simple arithmetic.
Okay, let's allow Dr. Agbazure to react quickly to some of the things that he said.
Thank you very much, Manga. Incidentally, it's very copious that you have not looked at the results declared by the returning officer for the governorship election. I have a certified true copy here, which I'm handing over to Sheun now. If you look at what the returning officer there wrote, you will see that for that or not, the total votes cast was 16,235, while your man secured 3,064, while the one touch should have been 4,058. So he didn't get it. In Mbano, it was 28,701 total votes cast. PDP secured, from that document, 5,238. The 1 quarter should have been 7,175. He didn't get there. At Idaho South, it was declared 55,559. PDP secured 3,600. The 1 quarter should have been 13,889. He didn't get it. At Isalambano, it should have been, the total votes cast 29,763. PDP got 3,589. 1 quarter should have been 7,440.
So you have all of this.
I have all of this, and I have given you already. So, and that one I gave there is the result declared from EC8E, which the man thinks I don't have. Certified 3 copy. And the man is saying, because the professor said, having satisfied all requirements of the law, that somebody had satisfied it. He needed to have gone, they needed to have gone, and now that we are saying it, before even he responds, he should have gone to look at that result to see actually whether he made it or not. I'm also happy that he concluded by still talking about the same requirements which they did not fulfill. Having said that, let me also say that the returning officer, while he was announcing the result, was also talking about Section 69 of the Electoral Act, which he just read, but didn't take notice of the fact that in that section it is said, subject to Section 179 of the Constitution. You see? So these things are either something that they did out of fraud or ignorance. Section 69 of the Electoral Act, if you read it, you see it is also subject to Section 179 of the Constitution.
I mean, because we
at the end of the day, what I'm telling him is that it's either INEC, reverses itself and then conducts second election, or the tribunal will do it. Let him go and mark it. I'm a doctor of laws. There must be a second election in Imo State. The problem now is that by this kind of mistake they are making, if this man is allowed to go in there, then money of Imo lives will be wasted. At the end of the day, a fresh election is going to be conducted. And aside from that, we cannot allow this fraud. We have already, my NGO has also written to the national chairman of INEC on this. This is a copy for you. And we are serious about it. INEC must reverse it, because assuming now that is something happening and 3 people are contesting, and then the person that comes last, in the course of filling the form to sign, you now mistakenly write the name of the last person who came last and declares it. The principal body that appointed you will not come over and make the correction. Because so that is it.
That's your position, and that's what we're asking INEC to. So let me allow Mr. Emmanuel to react to it quickly, and then we close the program. Your reaction quickly to some of the things that he said.
Yes. What he has and what he is brandishing there, as usual, is their list, their own result sheets, which they wrote in advance across the state. And he's talking about it that or not. He should talk about it that or that, where the total number of materials disbursed by INEC was 60,000, and the result was brought for 78,000. He should talk about that or South, where INEC issued voter materials for 60 voters, and the result produced by him and his cohorts were 78,000. Across Imo State, they wrote results, and by the grace of God, the masses of Imo presented them at each collation center from producing those fake results, which was what they did in the territorial election, using fake military men and the army. The entire Imo populace is agog. Imo is a liberated state. Imo people are happy. For the first time, Imo people are having drinks.
All right. Dr. Ray Emana, I must stop you, because I must sincerely thank you for talking to us on this. Well, it might be an ongoing issue, because I understand that Mr. Nwosu and his team will go to court, and I wish you the very best. Thank you so much, Dr. Anthony Agbazore, for coming on tonight.
Thank you very much. It's a threat to democracy. That's why we're against it. And a threat to entire people. Justice is be done according to law. Yes.
We need to go now. That's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Shiwan Kimale. Bye-bye.